Hey Bills Mafia! I have to confess that my days are full of hope. The Buffalo Bills backstage is electric. Big moves, strategic decisions, and an atmosphere of expectation due to the weather. Look, Brandon Beane was named general manager of the Bills on May 9th, 2017. In his first 8 seasons in Buffalo, Beane helped build a roster and establish a culture that produced 7 playoff appearances, including 5 consecutive AFC East Division championships from 2020 to 2024. And this year, do you think he'll help us reach the Super Bowl? I believe, and if you also believe that the Bills have everything to reach the next Super Bowl, hit the like button now. I'm honestly 1000% confident. And if you believe too, write in the comments, Go Bills! I believe! Now, let's get to it, because you're going to want to stick around for the rest of this. We've seen drama, we've seen surprises, and we've seen decisions that make you question everything you thought you knew about this team. But this could be the moment that defines the future of the Buffalo Bills. We're talking about a situation that has the fan base buzzing, debates raging, and a front office that knows it's walking a tightrope. The latest developments inside the Bills camp have sparked questions that go far beyond just X's and O's. It's about leadership, chemistry, and the future of the team as we know it. Let's break it all down. The Buffalo Bills have been making moves that caught many by surprise. Inside the locker room, conversations are shifting, and the way this team is structured heading into the next season is shaping up to be drastically different than what fans might have expected. Every decision, every comment made behind closed doors is setting the stage for what could be a defining year in the franchise's history. Names have surfaced, big names. Some you expected, others you might not have seen coming. And the dynamics? They're shifting in ways that could either propel this team to new heights or leave fans wondering what could have been. The tension? Palpable. The stakes? Higher than ever. But here's the million-dollar question. Is this the right move? The reactions inside the building tell a story on their own. Players are locked in, coaches are analyzing every scenario, and the front office knows they're playing a high-stakes game where every decision could mean the difference between glory and disappointment. The energy in the facility is electric, but there's also an undeniable sense that what happens next will shape not just the upcoming season, but the trajectory of this team for years to come. Now, let's talk about the key figures in this unfolding drama. Decisions are being made about players who have been instrumental to the Bills' success in recent years. These aren't just roster moves. These are franchise-altering choices that will ripple through every aspect of the team. If you've been following the Bills closely, you know that stability has been a big part of what's made this team a contender. But right now, things feel different. Every action, every discussion behind the scenes carries weight. Coaches are strategizing, teammates are adjusting, and fans, well, the fan base is waiting with bated breath to see how this all plays out. But here's the twist. It's not just about what's happening on the field. It's about leadership. It's about the identity of this team. It's about what it means to wear that Bills jersey and fight for something bigger than just another win in the regular season. And now, we turn it over to you. What do you think about the moves the Bills are making? Do you see this as a necessary step toward championship contention, or do you feel like there are risks that just aren't worth taking? Drop your thoughts below. We want to hear from the real experts, the ones who bleed Buffalo blue and red. Now, let's dig even deeper, because if you think this is just another offseason shuffle, think again. The Buffalo Bills are making moves that could redefine the very core of this team, and the whispers coming out of the organization suggest that not everyone is on the same page. We're talking about locker room dynamics, veteran leadership, and the very culture that has carried this team to the playoffs in recent years. Every franchise faces a crossroads at some point, where decisions have to be made not just for the immediate future but for the long-term vision of the organization. And make no mistake, that moment has arrived in Buffalo. One of the biggest questions looming over the team is how these changes will impact the chemistry on the field. When you start altering key pieces of the roster, especially players who have built deep connections with their teammates, you risk disrupting the very fabric of what makes a team great. Continuity and trust are the glue that hold championship-caliber teams together, and right now, the Bills are testing the limits of that balance. But let's be clear, this isn't about tearing things down. It's about building something that can last. The front office isn't making these moves on a whim. There's a vision in play, a belief that these adjustments will take the Bills from being a strong contender to a team that can finally break through and bring home that long-awaited Super Bowl trophy. And that's where the debate gets even hotter. Some fans see these decisions as necessary, a tough but smart evolution for a team that's been knocking on the door but hasn't quite kicked it down. Others worry that in the pursuit of perfection, the Bills might be taking a gamble that could backfire. One thing is certain, there is no turning back now. The moves have been made. The course is set, and the only thing left to do is wait and see how it all plays out when the team takes the field. So, Bills Mafia, it's over to you. Are we witnessing the birth of a new era, or are we risking too much? Is this the formula that finally gets us over the hump? Or will we look back and wonder if we lost something special along the way? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments. Is this the right move for the Buffalo Bills? Drop your take below and let's get this conversation started. Because one thing's for sure, this is a season that no Bills fan will want to miss. And here's where things get really interesting. Because while every offseason comes with its fair share of shakeups, what's happening in Buffalo right now feels different. It's not just about tweaking a roster. It's about reshaping the identity of a team that has spent years trying to cement itself among the NFL's elite. If you've been following the Bills closely, you know that stability has been a hallmark of this team under head coach Sean McDermott and general manager Brandon Beane. They've built a culture of accountability, hard work, and a belief that Buffalo is a destination for players who want to win. But with change comes uncertainty, and the question now is, will this new-look Bills squad be better or worse when the dust settles? One thing is for sure, there are no guarantees in the NFL. What looks great on paper doesn't always translate to success on the field. We've seen teams make bold moves before, betting big on a future that never materialized. And we've also seen franchises take calculated risks that paid off in ways no one saw coming. That's what makes this moment so crucial for the Bills. Every decision being made right now has the potential to shape not just next season but the entire trajectory of the franchise. And then there's the leadership factor. When you have players who have been the backbone of your team, the guys who set the tone in the locker room, their absence can leave a void that isn't always easy to fill. So the question becomes, who steps up? Who becomes the new voice of this team? Who takes ownership of the culture moving forward? Josh Allen is, without a doubt, the face of this franchise. His leadership on and off the field has never been in question. But football is the ultimate team sport, and championship teams aren't just built on star quarterbacks. They're built on unity, trust, and players who are willing to do whatever it takes to win. That's why the coming weeks and months will be fascinating to watch. The Bills have made their move. Now, it's time to see if it pays off. So, Bills Mafia, the floor is yours. Are you all in on the direction this team is taking? Do you believe these changes will finally push us over the top? Or do you have concerns about how it might all play out? Let us know what you think. Because one thing's for sure, the journey ahead is going to be one hell of a ride. And here's the thing, every major move in the NFL comes with an element of risk. You don't build a championship team by playing it safe. You don't dethrone the league's best by sticking with what's comfortable. The Buffalo Bills have spent years knocking on the door of greatness, but at some point, you either break through or you watch the window close. That's exactly why these decisions feel so monumental. The front office isn't just thinking about next season, they're thinking about long-term sustainability, about keeping this team in contention for years to come. But with that comes a delicate balance. Change too little, and you risk stagnation. Change too much, and you might lose what made this team special in the first place. So what's the right move? Look around the league, and you'll see examples of both success and failure when it comes to roster overhauls. Teams like the Kansas City Chiefs have managed to reload on the fly, keeping their core intact while still evolving. Others have tried to reinvent